Support for today's episode comes from Dame Products, a sexual wellness brand set on design-forward, community-based pleasure education. And what I love about this brand, guys, is that it's on a mission to help close the pleasure gap for people with vulvas. And as a Boonie Breakdown listener, you can receive 10% off your purchase by using the code Boonie10. That's Boonie, all caps, 10. Details on how to purchase can be found in the show notes and on thebooниebreakdown.com. Hey y'all, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to the Boonie Breakdown podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. Welcome to this week's episode. We're here for episode 194 with our guest, Tashia B of the Sneaker Exhibit. You guys know I love to have people that I know in real life on the podcast, but we have a very ratchet, pseudo-random conversation about how did she get into the sneaker space? How did she become a sneakers head? How did she create the Sneaker Exhibit? And then we take a turn. Because naturally, when you talk about shoes, you got to talk about dicks too. So stick around for that conversation. All right, we're going to head right into my pick of the week. My pick of the week this week is The Harder They Fall on Netflix. I honestly had no real intention of watching this movie because I had never watched a Western, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. The cast looked bomb, but like many things, feedback that I saw on social media, all right, let me sit down and watch this. And speaking of dicks, I'm going to tell you, I would fuck every nigga in that movie. Delroy Lindo, okay, he's probably the oldest person in the movie. I know he broke backs when that dick was hitting in his prime. I know Delroy Lindo got that, okay? Idris, fucking. Ugly ass Jonathan Majors, fucking. Lakeith even had sex appeal, fucking. The big black nigga with the beard, fucking. The little nigga who was, I don't even know his name, fucking. Every single man in this movie, I'm fucking. It was something about the horses, the guns. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch some more Westerns. But it was a great all-star cast. Shout out to Regina Hall. I mean, she's dope as well. But I didn't know what I was going to take out of it. But I was very aroused watching the movie clearly. And kudos to that. So if you were on the fence, maybe this would push you over the edge to check it out. Let me know if you do watch it, but I just really was like, whew, black men is fine as fuck. I mean, good goddamn. So that is my pick of the week.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
All right, let's hop into housekeeping. Feedback from episode 193 with our problematic fave. That one was sweaty puss, side pieces, and BBWs. I knew the part that so many of you were going to get upset with Brian about. It was so much feedback about his comments about BBWs. Someone said, I ain't like what he said, talking about he won't be seen in public with a big girl. Nigga, you ain't Idris. Who do you think you are? I mean, y'all were legit upset. Someone else said, and I was through with Brian saying he wouldn't take a BBW outside. Like, what the fuck? Gave anyone such a heightened sense of self. Like, even if the ego told you that was right, we need to see some growth there. That's all from the skinny body positive woman. So many of you were upset with our problematic fave over his comments there. If you have not listened to that episode, you can go back and check out last week's episode. It should be right below this one in your podcast apps. All right, this week too, we have our live event over on Patreon, gang. And so thank you guys so much for your support month after month over on Patreon. If you would like to join, you can head on over to patreon.com/the Boonie Breakdown, and you can join our gang for as little as $3 a month. We have live events once a month. We have a group chat. They also get the video recordings of the podcast. They get extra Would You Rather Wednesday questions. If you're at the top tier, those folks also get merchandise every quarter. So thank you guys so much for those of you who have joined. You can leave. It's not like a commitment, right? So I just want to make that clear because someone had asked me that. So if you only want to be in it for 2 months and then you leave and then you come back, that works too. You have that opportunity. So again, you can head on over to patreon.com/the Boonie Breakdown to support there. Also, it has been quite some time, someone said, but I have not plugged merch on the podcast in a long time. If you're new here, we have t-shirts, we have hoe bag fanny packs, we have sweatshirts, we have hoodies, beanies, whatever, all over at thebooniebreakdown.com/shop. And just because I have not promoted that here a while, I am only going to give a code to people who listen to this episode. I'm not going to publish it anywhere else. So if you're listening to this episode right now, you can save 15% off any order over $20 by using the code 194BB. All right. That's code 194BB to save 15% off any order over $20 over at thebooniebreakdown.com/shop. Now, if you're looking for a non-monetary way that you can support this podcast, you can do so in a few ways. The first would be you can leave us a 5-star review over on our Apple Podcast page. If you listen on any Apple device, an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, an iPod, I think they still exist. You can head on over to that little purple app with the little microphone looking dude. You go in that app, you search the Boonie Breakdown, even if you're subscribed or follow us there. You scroll down where it says write a review. You can hit those 5 stars. That's it. Or you can hit, add more, type some lovely words there, and we appreciate it long time. You can also support us non-monetarily by following us on a plethora of social media platforms. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Boonie Breakdown. You can follow us on Twitter at Boonie Breakdown. And if you want one more way that you can support us non-monetarily, you can share the episodes. You can share it to your story on Instagram. You can retweet a tweet on Twitter. You can share a post on Facebook. You can just send the link to the episode you like in your group chat. You don't even got to let me know you're doing it. But when you share it, it helps us so much in growth. And so those are all the ways that you can support the Boonie Breakdown podcast right now. We got Patreon, we got merch, we have social media follows, we have 5-star reviews, and we also have you just sharing an episode, sharing the podcast with your friends. So that is it for me. So let's get ready to break it down. Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and I always like when I have people I know in real life on the podcast. So we're going to welcome. I'm trying to think of what you are. You're like the empress of shoes, the ultimate sneakerhead. Welcome to Tashia. You are. I'm welcoming Tashia to the Boonie Breakdown. Hey girl.
Hey.
How are you?
I don't know if I'm all that. I think that's a little too generous.
You think so? I don't know.
I just like sneakers.
You do. You like them a lot.
I do.
I'm going to start. Let's get to it. How did you get and develop your love of sneakers?
So I feel like I always tell the story, so I probably should be able to roll it off, but it's never easy. So my father was a coach for BNBL, and my father played basketball growing up. So did my brother. And I always wanted to play basketball. My mother was like, "Oh no, you're gonna be a dyke, so you can't play basketball." So I always had love for the game, but I could never play. My brother used to work for UPS, so he would buy all my sneakers. But my mother wouldn't let me get certain sneakers, so I couldn't get the sneakers that most kids were getting, like Jordan 1s or 3s or whatever. I couldn't get the basketball sneakers. I had to get Elise's, K-Swiss. We buy classics. And I love K-Swiss, don't get me wrong. But then as I got older, of course I was into shoes. And then an ex of mine bought me my very first pair of Jordans. He bought me some 3s. And after he bought me some 3s, then he bought me a pair of 7s. And then he bought me some 3s. And then after that, he bought me some Vashti 2, which is the first Jordan 2 designed by a woman. And then after that, I've just been buying my own sneakers ever since.
Gotcha. Okay, I got always ask this. I learned this the hard way with a sneakerhead that I used to fuck. Nike, Nike or Adidas?
I'm Nike.
Okay,
Adidas is cut too big. I swear, and these I wear like a size 4, and I don't really like all of the sneakers. Like I like Stan Smiths. It's the quintessential sneaker. That's about. I mean, that's about it. And maybe a top 10. But other than that,
so funny. Adidas, the 3 stripes really don't get no love.
So Adidas clothes are great, right? So their clothes, they have the best colors, the best style of like workout wear. But yeah, no. Sneakers, Ultra Boosts are great to work out in. But like just for on some like GP stuff, nah, not really. I mean, unless you take into consideration what Yeezy's doing.
It's so funny. Like I want a pair, but here's where I am with the sneaker thing. Like it's just so fucking hard to get a pair of shoes. Like I'm not a sneakerhead. I pretend to be a sneakerhead like annually at your event.
But you got Ashley.
I know. Ashley will help me. Like it'll be times where I don't even know what the shoe is called. Like she'll be like, those are the such and such ones. And I'm like, okay, I just like the colorway. Can you help me get these? So she's come through. She's come through in the clutch for me because I don't be knowing. And it was those pairs. Yeah, it's like that's not me. Now I was deep in it, as I said earlier, because I was fucking a sneakerhead. And that was his shit. And so that was easy to get a gift. Even then, that was like 2012, 2013. I don't feel like it was that hard to get sneakers then.
No,
and it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. In 2012 it was real easy to get sneakers. I mean, it was easy. Everybody had access.
I still had to get up and set the alarm at 10.
You still had to get up. You still had to go stand in line. Like I still enjoy going to the stores, and right now it's just like raffle tickets. So I still enjoy the chase. I really don't like buying sneakers online. I still go to Montgomery. I was just there.
That's where all the shoes be. I've gone there several times trying to get shoes for niggas.
Listen, so I still go to Montgomery. At one point, Security Mall. I mean, I'm pretty sure they still have some stores. But Shoe City, what? Be right out there. DTLR. Yeah.
All the Baltimore people listening are like, mm-hmm.
But now I just what?
Like, how would you tell somebody now? Like, you still like going to the stores, but if somebody's like, damn, I would like a nice pair of Jordans or whatever is hot at the moment, and I'm sick of the little app because nobody went on that app. How can they get a pair of sneakers without paying $400, $500?
Well, they got to know when they're going to release. So you know when the release date is. And typically the stores do, so let's say the shoe releases on Thursday, right? They'll do a raffle starting like Sunday. And it'll be like Sunday to like, they may close it on Wednesday. Damn, this is like flies from your plant, excuse me. And then they'll do like a raffle from like Sunday to, let's just say Wednesday. So all you have to do is just call up to the store. They're going to be rude. Don't worry about that. Call the store, say, hey, y'all doing raffles. They'll tell you like, hey, we're doing raffles, in-store only, first come, first serve, like something like that, right? Or, so now like something like Jimmy Jazz used to just be like, oh, you could just go in and get a ticket. So now they have an app where you have to go on and reserve a ticket now. It's so just like Foot Locker. But the only one I think that is still pretty good with like tickets and stuff is like DTLR. So you can still go up to DTLR and call up there first and say, hey, y'all getting these sneakers? They're gonna say, yeah. Y'all doing raffles? Yeah, when? They're gonna tell you Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. You gotta come and get a ticket. But you gotta get up there early.
Damn. How would you describe your style though? Because you be switching it up. Like once you guys follow her on Instagram, she'll be in her hoodie and her Jordans. But then you be like, let me throw these titties in a freakum dress and put these heels on.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe my style. I think it's like, I don't know. I can give you either way. I can give you real girly, or I can give you real dykey. Either one. And now I got my hair all off. And now my hair's all gone.
You that meme in real life where it's like, get you a girl that could do both.
Get you a girl that can do both. I can do both. So, but I'm not looking no coochie in real life. Like I'm good. I'm good on that.
Really?
Sis. I'm good on that. I'm not looking no pussy. I'm good on that.
I'm with you.
Not my thing. I want dick all day. Yeah, I don't know. How would I just describe my style? I like classic pieces, so I like classic things. I like to be comfortable too. I only recently started to wear clothes that are a little bit more form-fitting, but most of my clothes are baggy. Mm-hmm. So when I do give you something form-fitting, you're like, oh, damn.
No, it do be like, oh, I
see it. Like, oh, shit, I didn't even know you had that even there. But I like my clothes to be like, I like baggy clothes. I do. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I was a Muslim in my past life. I don't know.
Do you judge people by their shoes? Like if you are
absolutely.
She's like, yes.
Hell yeah, yes.
All right. So what do you and like if you see somebody who just got a pair of Nikes that came from DSW, what do you think about that person?
They're probably just a working class person, like working class. They're not really into style. I'm probably not gonna talk to them. So I tell you that now. Like I look at feet first. I'm looking at feet first. Listen, it's not gonna happen with me.
So when you look at somebody, their feet, their face, and then
so I'm looking at. So here's how I look at a man. I look at feet first. I come up to arms because I like a man's forearm, and then I'll see
very specific. Okay.
Very specific because I mean they gotta have those veins popping out the arms.
Okay.
Very reminiscent. So yeah, I like the forearms, and then face. Face being eyes, particularly the eyes. Not really. I don't matter about lips or nothing, but eyes. I like nice eyes.
Okay, I'm sitting here. I've never thought about this myself. I'm looking at a man. I've been telling my friends, and they keep laughing, but I'll be serious as a heart attack when I say it. Like. I need to date ugly once, like, because I get real infatuated with a face. And I don't know if it's because I like my face. So I'm very interested in their face. I've really never done ugly. And one day I'm going to try. So I go face, shoulders. I don't know. It's something about shoulders.
Like face. Broad shoulders?
They don't even got to be broad, but it's just, I don't know why I go look at the shoulders.
It's got to be like,
Yeah, just gotta be like, all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Something about the shoulders. And their hands.
That's a good one.
I'll look at their hands.
Yeah, I have to do I do feet, forearms, and face. I know forearms is very specific.
That is so specific. But now
I really can't do a man with some like skinny arms. I just can't.
Girl, I definitely did the I always called him, it was like laying with Legos because no lie, his arm couldn't have been bigger. No, that's maybe too small. I was like than this microphone, but he was tiny.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. No, so
like
I do
my wrist might have been like his shoulder.
Oh, like, yeah. So see, like shoes, like they have to have nice shoes. I mean, at least just have like a basic Jordan. Or I mean, even they can even have Adidas. I don't care about them having Adidas, right? But you can't wear. Man, they have like lugs.
Oh dang!
Or I did. I'm trying to figure out a shoe or a sneaker or the Mexican J's. So I call them Mexican J's because these are the sneakers that are like. It's not really an 11 or Jordan 11. It's like 11 and a half. So like these are the sneakers that are typically in like Marshalls.
Okay.
They look like Jordan 11s, but they're not Jordan 11s. So we call them the Mexican J's, like Middle America.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I call them Mexican J's. So no, I can't do that. Just keep it basic though. I mean, you can keep it basic with a regular. Even a dad Nike, right? A dad Nike is fine. It just depends on the colorway. Some New Balance
has to be a cool colorway dad Nike. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to like have every sneaker out, every popular sneaker out. Because if I like you and if I'm gonna be with you, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna buy you some sneakers. I buy all my nigga sneakers.
I definitely was on the sneaker train. My ass was up. And this particular person liked KD's and bronze heavy. Oh, and Kobe RIP. So he was into collecting those, like, it was the
Did
fucking,
he play ball? He had to play ball at some point.
yeah, he liked what was those? It was these fucking, I think it was the Grinch Kobe's one year or some shit.
Oh yeah, the green ones. Yeah, those are actually nice though. They're not bad.
Yeah, they weren't, but it was just like always these specific ass shoes, or the Black History Collection KDs. Those put me through it. But I did get some of the best dick of my life because he missed it was the Pit Viper Kobe's. I'll never forget it. They're burned in my brain. I know I remember what the shoe looked like, because devastated he did not get these. This is a long distance situation. This nigga pulled up for the weekend. I was like, here you go. He was like, stop fucking with me. He was like,
yes, you better get the most of your life.
Damn, he broke my back that whole fucking weekend. So shout out to Kobe.
Somebody ever gave me some good dick just because I bought this sneakers they wanted.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one.
Oh no, I probably did, since I can't remember. Probably no.
So ladies, if you can secure the shoe that they missed out on,
definitely that is a plus. Listen, if you can secure the shoe that they actually want, they've been looking for, that they talked about, do it. That's definitely A1. That's some brownie points for real.
So I gotta ask you, because you host the sneaker exhibit. Well, real quick, can you tell people what that is if they're not familiar?
Yeah, so the sneaker exhibit is an event for sneakerheads or sneaker enthusiasts, or people who are new to the game. But it's a collaboration of sneakers, art, and fashion. So the idea is that you're the exhibit, you come dressed in whatever you want, as fly as you want, as elaborate as you want. I'll have vendors there. I like to support Black-owned businesses, so a lot of times I'm going to have Baltimore local or in the DMV area businesses showcasing, what they have. So yeah.
Are we traveling the sneaker exhibit?
Yes, I'm trying to travel it next year. So this year, the one that just passed, we had about 50 out of town guests, and I was excited. It's my first time ever hosting people from out of town. They actually had a great time. So they're looking forward to it, like being a traveling thing. And I'm looking forward to it because that's really the goal. The goal was never to keep having the same thing here, because when you do here in Baltimore, it kind of gets played out. And I don't do them that often anyway. I do them. At first, I was doing them April and October twice a year, and then COVID hit, and so now I'm only doing it once a year. But hopefully next year. Next year's a big year though, because CIAA is next year, and that's hosted here in Baltimore. So I'm looking forward to doing an event then. That's February 21st to 25th. Yeah, and then I want to have the next sneaker exhibit prayerfully down south. So in Atlanta or North Carolina, someplace down south. People keep asking me, why you come to DC? I'm like, I'll come back up to DC, but
I always say, as a Baltimorean, we always have to go to DC for shit. So I always will choose having my event here, because it's like, y'all niggas can drive up here one time, because we always go to DC for shit. So
always go to DC for everything. Like, if people I'm not nothing against DC.
Oh no.
I just hate the drive back. I can't even front. That
terrible.
Drive back is terrible. 295 is so damn boring. Like,
and it's dark, and everybody's like, I'm gonna stay up with you, and you the one driving. As soon as you get past New York Avenue, that darkness hit. Everybody in the back, like, you were like, bitch.
Bro, you didn't. Then you gotta blast the music all loud, roll your windows down.
One time,
watch the deal.
Listen, one time, legit, I was so tired. These hoes, they all sleep. The window down, it's cold, music blasting. I swore the fucking deer was like running beside me, like chasing my car. I was like, yo, Lord, just get me home.
It probably was.
I am hallucinating or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I was going to ask you, though, at your sneaker exhibit, I was just there at the last one. It was a great time. Have you had hookups happen at your event? Because I know that is something that happens after my events.
And I don't know. They do. They don't tell me.
Okay.
It's so many people. And like the last one, I sold 500 tickets. So I don't know. I mean, I do know of like.
I saw somebody on the dance floor who was trying to secure the dick for the evening.
Really? You would have told me that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Listen, they don't tell me nothing.
You be having the alcohol flowing, so
yeah. So that's the whole thing. It has to be for the sneaker exhibit anyway. That event has to be open bar. I feel like it has to. People have so much fun when it's open bar. Like they don't have to worry.
Makes everything fun.
It makes everything fun. You kind of lose your inhibitions. You can dance. You can have fun. You be spending money on the vendors. So listen, you already bought your ticket, so spend your money on the vendors. It just makes sense. I don't know if anybody was hooking up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe when they'll listen, you're gonna.
It was some good looking guys in there though. I mean, it was a lot of men that I've never seen.
I said the same thing to somebody because somebody who bought a ticket and it did not come. So I was like, I texted her like, bitch, it's a many I ain't never seen. Like, you go to enough things in Baltimore, you see the same people over and over again.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait a minute, I ain't seen these people before. So I did send that out, and I will agree with you. There were some in there. Now
I actually appreciate that about my events, though. I appreciate like you'll see some of like the core people, but for the most part, there's not a lot of the same people.
It's not. I was going to say this too. Do you believe if a man has big feet, he has a big dick?
No.
Since you stare at feet. No?
I do. Absolutely not. But I also don't date very tall men. So.
Well, I mean, you're a little thing. You're little.
I am. And you know what? I had a bad experience with a tall guy when I was younger. So tall men just aren't my thing.
What was
I try to stay.
I gotta be nosy. What happened?
Man, so listen, my mother was letting me be hot and grown in my ass and let me have a boyfriend at 13. And the guy and I was like 4'11" at that point. I'm 5 feet now.
I'm like,
I was 4'11", right? Ooh, I'm 5 feet now. But anyway, I was 4'11" then, and Dale was, God rest his soul, was like 6'2". Dale was 6'2", and Dale was abusive and physically abusive. He's physically abusive. He's actually the reason, and we'll probably talk about this more, but he was actually the reason why I never liked head. Cause and he forced me. Like this is probably like I'm okay to talk about it now, but he forced me. I'm okay to talk. He's deceased now, but he forced me to have oral, so him to go down on me, not me going down on him, and he literally chewed my vagina. When I say chewed, I mean so much so like he took the words eating too literal. And like that was punishment for me not listening and whatever. And he was only a year older than I was. It was crazy. This was 13. I know. I was like 13. Listen. And so at that point, I was just like, head, fuck no, I don't want none of that shit. And so I didn't get it. Yeah.
No, first of all, okay. We got to roll this back. What the fuck happened in his life at 14 that he knew how to be abusive and manipulative like that?
What I remember, I know he had some issues with his parents and father or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. And two, a nigga chewing on me would say, I never want to do this again.
The labias were split. Like, it was hard to pee. And I was still a virgin.
Oh, my God, that is horrifying. I didn't
lose my virginity until my last year of high school. I was still a virgin. This was, like, 8th grade going into 9th. Like, listen, just know I didn't get good head until my 30s.
Well, I think that's most women, and they did not have this trauma happen to them because
it was like, oh, guy be like, oh no, it's like it was. So if I ever met a guy, he was like, oh, you don't like head, bet, especially if he ain't eat pussy anyway. Yeah. It was like a win-win situation for him.
Well, I'm glad you moved past that trauma block for yourself.
Yeah.
And definitely. I'm glad you got someone who got some good head because these niggas don't know how to eat pussy. I was just talking about this on Twitter because somebody was saying how men think that they're freaks, and I always try to qualify this as black men. They're not freaky. Some black men think eating pussy is being a freak, and I'm like, my nigga, no.
Nah, it ain't nowhere near being a freak. So to clear it up, I'll be 41 next month, and I've only had 2 men, who I can say have the best head ever. 2.
Okay, so I'll be 37, and I'm gonna say, yeah, I might be at 2 as well. It was
2.
one person in particular. This is so. We always would just like fuck because the dick was hitting, and so one time I'm like, damn, I be giving him head, but
don't be giving me head.
Yeah, I was like, it has to be a reason I don't ask for. So one day I'm like, nah, I like pushing on. I was like, nah, eat my pussy.
He was like,
he goes, okay. So I was like, all right, well, okay, it's not that he don't want to do it. Girl, he started, and I was like, yeah, just come back up.
Yeah.
Later, I told him, I said, he asked, and I was like, you just aren't good at giving head. And he was like, what? And I'm like, nobody's told you that? And he's like, no.
I think no, because so many times women, and I've been guilty of it.
Me too.
We just don't express what we like. We don't tell them when it doesn't feel good. Yeah. So, but I'm at the age now where I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I've definitely progressed, and which is why I have these conversations and I bring on these sexologists, because women really be sitting here taking some shitty ass sex for an ego or just connection or whatever the fucking reason may be. It is not acceptable at all.
It ain't. And I'm so glad I'm so free. I'm so glad I'm so free of even feeling like I can't express, my wants and my desires, to somebody that I'm actually having sex with. Because I tried to do that in a past relationship, and it was just like, I think a lot of it was I was in my own head about it. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I feel sexually inferior to you. I feel like you've done all these, and I'm pretty, like, I'm an open communicator, and I'd be like, oh, I feel sexually inferior to you. I feel like you've done X, Y, Z, so many things, and maybe I don't really measure up. And they'd be like, oh, girl, you all right, come on. And I'd be like, but that's not really helping me. And that only grew my insecurities, within myself. So I was just like, okay. And then just at the while, just sex just wasn't hitting, and it wasn't good. And it was just like, I was just doing it out of obligation. And I'm never going to be there. I'm never going to be in a place where I'm just having sex out of obligation anymore.
I think definitely the turning point. I think for a lot of women, you don't realize how much you were faking or massaging egos or not having good sex until you have good sex. And I think that was it for me. Like, it felt good. Like, don't say, like it
felt good, right?
Yeah, and so but it was just like,
right. So I can climax from penetration. So I'm okay, because like I said, a kid was never my thing. I was never like, you did not have to give me head in order for me to come. And I understand that a lot of women are like that. A lot of women need clitoral stimulation prior to, having intercourse. I don't need it. It's a plus.
I always thought I was one of those until
and so with having a partner that I'm with now, even now, and I love the head. I love it. Like, I love it. But even still now, I don't know. I just feel like I'd much rather have the dick. I'd much rather have the dick.
It's so funny to me because as someone who pushes also tell bitches masturbate, know what you like to do, what turns you on. In like, if it's a real life situation, I prefer penetration. I want dick. When when I'm by myself, I very rarely use toys that I insert.
Same.
I just want a dick. Like, I think I just much prefer having a dick in me to do that.
I do. Same. Because when I'm by myself, it's never. Well, I own that one toy, Tracy's dog, which is entirely too strong.
I never bought that one.
I
said I never bought that one. No, I didn't buy that one.
Listen, I don't know which one. Okay, so that one's not as bad as the rose, but we'll get to that. It's not as bad as the rose. The rose is horrible. I can't even get rose.
You don't like the rose?
Well, no. That rose is too much sensation.
It is a lot.
Oh my God, the stimulation is too much. And it's almost like I don't have to put it on my clit. I can just put it, like, I can feel the vibration just close to the skin.
I was going to say that. Our sponsor, Dane Products, has a competitor. No, but for real, like, they're sponsoring this episode. But the one thing I did not like about the rose, though, was that the hole is so little. And so I know this section is supposed to pull you. If you're on Patreon watching the video, it's supposed to pull the clit in, right? Pull it out like this. I'm not. Yeah, but I thought the hole. I didn't like the hole, but I do like one of those vibrations that it does. The one that goes like this. Yeah, and it stopped, and it'd be like da 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 da. Like, I like that one. But I'm with you. You could also put it above your clit or below your clit and still feel enough.
I can literally just put it on my lips and still be okay.
Yeah.
Like, but still, that's way too much. Still for me.
Now I gotta plug the sponsor. They have one where the opening is wider. And the material is a little squishier, and the motor isn't as hard.
Okay, so maybe I need to get that one.
Yeah, so that one.
I was looking at one that actually, like, looked like it was like a suction, and like it had like a little tongue, and it kind of did like this. So I like the way that looks.
But I'm a little nervous about that one. I've seen it.
Why are you nervous about that one?
I don't know. It's something about the tongue, I think. Just be like, what?
Yeah. So yeah, like black men think that they're freaks, but they're not.
They're really not. That's what it boils down to. And I'm telling you this as someone who loves dick. I love black men. I always am going to choose the real thing over toy. Now, pull out a toy while we're together. It's complimentary. You're not in competition with this piece of plastic because I love your dick. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it.
That's like that meme you posted this week or the weekend or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. My
that can work together.
My current partner, I pulled out one. He was like, "Oh yeah, let's do this," and I was like, "I like it."
That is a keeper.
He was a keeper. But yes,
it's just very frustrating, especially as someone who is evolving and very secure in my sexuality and what I like to have somebody talk. Oh yeah, I'm getting. And then when it comes to it, you're not down to do shit. Now I'm going to ask you this.
Okay. I feel like it's coming there. What?
Have you done this? It was a meme going around, and this homie to the pod, Samia of Sexual Essentials, and she was talking about, you doing affirmations while you're having sex with your partner. Mm-hmm. And then I saw, I had posted like a couple of weeks ago or last week, where it was like when you sucking his dick and he tells you good girl. And a couple people responded to me like, I ain't no damn dog, all this shit. And I love that shit.
I love that shit.
I'm calling you daddy.
I'm doing. Tell me.
All that shit, right?
Guess what? Then I just go harder.
It's like turbo boost for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. But like affirmation. So like Samia was like saying like, you deserve this nut I'm giving you, and you work so hard. Like, I don't know if I want to do all that.
I feel like, so because, oh my God, we've had like really great sex. I don't know if I've gone to the point of saying you deserve this nut or like that, but I definitely talk and I definitely affirm him. Not you deserve this nut though. That's a bit much. You
don't deserve
that. What? You deserve this nut. that's laughable, but maybe not.
So what do you say?
Well, maybe you know what I have said. I think I have like affirmed him, like, you know, in the moment of telling him like how proud I am or some shit like that. But never like you deserve this nut. That one right there. I don't know what other affirmations were there.
Like, I gotta pull up the whole thing. I thought I had the screenshot of it, but like,
you deserve this nut. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, she did. Like, cause you know she be talking. I fuck with Samaya.
I'm not mad at that one though. I might have to try that one. You deserve this nut.
I'm trying to find it. She had it posted on her page. Hold on. That's
not a bad.
Oh, here it is. She said, suck his dick while telling him how proud I am. Somebody asked, ladies, how do you reassure your man? She responded, suck his dick while telling him how proud I am of him, or telling him his affirmations, or how I appreciate him, and telling him how he improves my life while telling him he deserves this nut I'm about to give him, reassuring him that I know he's been working so hard, you know? And I'm like, damn.
Besides the do you deserve this nut, I have done the others.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, maybe I'm fucking up. Because my mind
I'm just at a point now where I'm just getting to this.
Yeah, I'm like, in my mind, I'm just not thinking about he worked so hard to pay these bills. Like, I just maybe because I haven't cohabitated or something that's just
I don't cohabitate either.
Well, nigga, I don't know. I just don't be on my mind.
Never again, never fucking again. Listen, and even if I get married and have to cohabitate, we're gonna have to have separate like wings. Like I very much like my space now, but cohabitation, bitch, is for the birds. That shit is not what it's.
Why do you say that? That's something I have never done.
I did it once, never fucking get. And maybe that was just like a horrible experience for me, but that was enough for me. I don't know.
I do feel like I'm going to struggle with that. Like, I feel like I've been alone in my own space for so long. So now, as I'm approaching 40, right? I'm 37. To have somebody move in, or I move in there. Like, I just couldn't imagine at this point living with someone.
When I tell you it's a huge adjustment, so I don't mind sharing space. What I care about is the allocation of who's going to do what. Now, my mother I had an old school mother. My mother bred me to be a housewife, right? But as we grow, and I'm not a baby boomer, I'm a Gen Xer, and I'm trying to still evolve with time and society. I'm very much into sharing responsibility in the house, right? If there are some things you have a hard no on, like I'm not washing dishes, fine. You don't have to wash dishes, but make sure you wash the clothes then. You know, or I think there should be like in my household. It's not gonna be for everybody. In my household, I think going forward, if I ever was to cohabitate with somebody else again, it would have to be sharing of like these chores around here, these things to do. Because I mean, you get burnt out. Some days I don't feel like cooking dinner. Yeah, cook dinner. I don't have no young kids, but cook dinner, wash dishes, fold clothes, and fuck. I'm tired. By the time I fold clothes.
Yeah, I'm
if
not.
You want to go fuck? You need to help me out.
Yeah, pay somebody to do that shit. Because I don't. Yeah, you're going to pay. Something got to be outsourced.
Right. And it's funny enough, I was just talking to a girlfriend of mine. Like, I clean my house very well, but once a month I get a deep cleaning. And the lady in this building, Glenda, she's like amazing at cleaning. She just cleaned on Friday and she cleaned. But if for some odd reason, you know what I do before she comes? I clean before she comes.
You one of them crazy people. I don't do that shit. My cleaning lady get that raw.
The only thing I did was I left my clothes on the bed because I just took them out the dryer and she folded all my clothes. Love her.
Yeah, nah. My cleaning lady come. I don't clean shit. The only thing I do is like if it's something I'm like, oh, let me just put this away because I don't want her to touch it or I don't want her to work. I'll do that. I don't clean shit. She gets the nitty gritty. When she come in here next week, oh my God.
I straighten up everything. I move stuff around, and
I clean as I go, but like It's just certain things I don't do. Like, I ain't mop these floors.
Oh, yeah. And so I mopped the floors. I didn't mop the floors when she came, but I mopped the floors probably like the week prior. But my mopping, I don't like bringing out a mop with my hands. She does a better job. So I think that.
See, that's the thing men don't know. Like, that's the key. You want pussy all the time. Outsource that shit. Pay for the maid to come in here.
Pay for that shit. You can get pussy whenever you fucking feel like it. Like, I'm okay. Like, listen, I'm never going to be, even when I didn't want to have sex, when I was in a relationship, I still fucked. I'm not that person that's going to tell you no. That's just,
is that a Sagittarius thing? Is that why? Is it a Sagittarius thing?
I don't tell, and I might not be into it, but I'm not going to tell you no. I mean, ultimately, it didn't matter. The nigga still cheated, but I mean.
Look, that shit, I be talking all the time. That shit don't matter. Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. Shit did not matter at all. Like, at all.
People are going to do what the fuck they want to do. And that's just the bottom line. So you can suck, gobble, swallow, whatever.
And guess what? They still gonna cheat. And sometimes they'll take it personal. But this is my own personal opinions on this. Like, cheating isn't a deal breaker for me. But
okay, elaborate.
It's not a deal breaker for me. It's the way in which you cheat. Okay. Because most times women are going to take the person back.
So if they're a sloppy cheater, if they're a sloppy cheater, then it's like no.
Yeah, sloppy cheating, or like if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, but you cheating, nigga, you got the game fucked up. Like, cheating is a rich man's sport.
I was just telling my friend this because she was saying something about, it was a Twitter conversation where people were saying men don't really care about a woman's financial picture. And she was like, you think so? And I was like, no, I agree with that. I don't think for men, our financial status or is a factor for most of them, right? Like, it might be the cherry on the top. Like, oh, she don't got debt, she not this, but it's not like a check. For us, that is a dating asset for men to be financially secure or whatever. And so I always remember that Chris Rock joke. I think it was Chris Rock who said it. And he was like, a man's dating pool is based off how much money he has. So he's going to get the woman based off the amount of money he has. And the woman is going to pull a man based off of the level of her looks. That is to sum it up. And I was like, that's accurate because men are, I'm like, men are physical and they're looking like, all right, you match you what I like. And this is how much money I have to pull you.
Right. So like the cheating thing, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's really unrealistic to think that if you're going to be with somebody, let's just say long term, you've been with somebody for 10 years, right? 10, 15, 20 years, that they're not going to desire or have a temptation to be with somebody else. Men and women. I'm not going to just put that on men. I'm going to say men and women. Now, what you do with that is a different story. They could be like, they can act on it. Most women they may talk to somebody else, maybe a little innocent flirting, but that's enough for them. Unless you really aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Other than that, we ain't going too far. We may flirt a little bit on the outside, give somebody some hope, but we ain't really going out unless you just really ain't paying it. Like you just really like totally neglectful.
Would you revenge cheat and stay?
No.
You wouldn't revenge cheat.
I don't think I would revenge cheat.
That's good.
Because if I my last relationship I should have, but I didn't.
Yeah. Because I've heard of people.
I didn't cheat at all. I just left. In my last relationship, I didn't cheat at all. I just left. Well, it took a minute to leave because I think I was just so emotionally and mentally wrapped up in it that even the thought of being with somebody else just didn't, like, it wasn't even a thought on my mind because I was just so hooked up on this person. So yeah, no, I'm not revenge cheating. I'm not even after we stopped fucking going to fuck a nigga that was trying to fuck while I was with you. Cause like all y'all niggas talk. I ain't stupid. I'm gonna fuck somebody new.
They talk more than
Oh,
us. They talk more than us. Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? People of my ex, them niggas, them in my inbox trying to fuck. Yeah, no, and none of them. I'm not even. No, because the last thing you're gonna say is, "Oh yeah, I fucked your so and so girl at the." Nah, I still care about my reputation. Even though some people say you shouldn't, I still care about my reputation.
I do too.
Yeah,
and I think it's also the city we're in. It's Baltimore, Smaltimore. It's very small.
I mean, the gossip may last for like 1 or 2 days, but afterwards they get over it. They just move to the next thing. But it's still there.
I'm with you. All right, we're gonna do the breakdown now.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a word.
All right.
You say first thing that comes to mind. It could be a sound, it could be a phrase, it could just be whatever.
Okay, I've been drinking.
It's not terrible. Okay. Everybody always is like, it's not terrible.
All right. Okay.
Black women.
Lit.
Sneakers app.
A must.
Red lipstick.
Always.
Dating.
Sucks.
Big time. Veiny dicks.
Love them. You said one word, right?
Yeah, when it's right on top. Okay.
It's right there. Advanced difference, like right there.
I don't know. We didn't talk about this. The magic wand.
Never had one.
Oh my God.
Oh, and I heard that's amazing too.
Okay.
I heard it's amazing. Like I've never squirted, but I feel like I should get one just for that.
We'll pin that real quick. Toe sucking.
Love.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. I think it's just the person that I'm with. Maybe it's just the person I'm with.
Do you have a foot fetish?
I don't have a foot fetish, but I think I got pretty cute. I got pretty cute toes.
Do you return the toe sucking?
No. However, I am not opposed to it. It's just never been asked to.
Okay.
But I do rub his feet.
Okay. You touch the feet.
He likes, yeah, I do. He likes no, he's like, take off everything. Let's rub feet. Yeah, he likes that.
The magic wand. It'll do what you need it to do.
Yeah. I'm a little afraid.
It is very strong. That is not a toy that I use on the reg. That is something like, I think this year, I had like a 2-month stint. 2 months that I ain't had no sex. And so then I had to like crack the seal. I think it was 2 months. It might have been 45 days, but it was somewhere in there. And I had to crack that.
What you was trying to like?
Life was just lifing and schedules.
I was like, was that on purpose?
No, it was not on purpose. It was one of those you look up like, oh my God. But I was like, you know what? I gotta, and that's the times that I use the wand. It's like, oh yeah. Because it's going to do what it needs to do. All right, Tashia. If you could tell everyone where they can find you on social media, your website, next event, plug.
Yep. So I am personal page is _Tashia B, TASHIA, the letter B. The business page is at the Sneaker Exhibit on Instagram. And my website is www.thesneakerexhibit.com. Our next event is December the 4th. That is the Soulful Holiday. That will be a holiday party, dressy holiday party, which you can wear sneakers. I mean, I'm not going to like pigeonhole you into sneakers. If you want to come in shoes, that's fine. But that will be at North Avenue Market, right on North Avenue, North End, Maryland Avenue. Really great place. They have some arcade games, like over 20 free arcade games. That would be $30. That is cash bar. We will be collecting money for the Mural Project, which is a project that will be spearheaded by Hotel Revival. They're sending 4 kids from Baltimore School of the Arts down to Overton, Miami, to do this huge mural project, which I think is a great Yeah, so they wanted to do an Art Basel weekend, but they're going to push that back to April. So we're just going to be collecting funds for that, and we're going to be collecting sneakers for Baltimore City youth. So gently used or new sneakers, perfectly new. You can get some really cheap new ones, you know. Whatever. But yeah, that's what we'll do. That's December 4th. That's also the day before my birthday, so it's kind of like a birthday party-ish. That's going to be 8 to 12.
Got it. All right. So I'll be sure to link all of that in the show notes and on the booniebreakdown.com. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. That's fun.
All right. That is it for episode 194. I want to thank our guest, Tashia B of the Sneaker Exhibit. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Be sure to follow her and support her events, especially as she begins to travel them across the country. Also, be sure to support our sponsor, Dame Products. You can use the code Boonie10 to save 10% on all of your orders. The link is in the show notes. And also, if you listen to this episode, there is a code for merch. It is 194 capital B to save 15% on orders over $20 at the Boonie Breakdown merch store. All right. We appreciate your support, guys. It really does not go unnoticed. You guys help keeping this show running right now, especially as I have not been doing any live events, which I am hoping that changes soon. I think I'm ready to get back out there and do some events. All right. So keep your eyes peeled for details. And if you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or any apps that you listen to your favorite podcasts. Don't forget to leave those 5-star reviews too. You might just hear your review on the next episode. Follow us on all social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make these pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. Stay healthy, safe, and sane. Thank you for listening. And remember, the ratchet in me always honors the ratchet in you. Hold my stay. Until next time.